I don't think anybody can argue that the White Sox are off to a start that feels different. They had a nice home sweep for the first time in more than 20 years against a quality opponent.
Very much.
But they're also still having some struggles that do look familiar.
So the big question right now is, are the Sox actually better, or is it still a little bit too early to tell? We're joined this morning by Josh Nelson from the Sox Machine. Thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on.
We want to go back to the sweep of the Blue Jays. This is very encouraging for this team, especially this early in the year. But are we maybe overreacting so far? Because we're not even really a dozen games into the season yet.
We overreact to everything in Major League Baseball when it's this early. The first 6 games of the season, the White Sox gave up 52 runs. And it was very, very doom and gloom. And then they sweep the reigning American League champs, the Toronto Blue Jays, and it feels like everything's back on track. The last 2 days, the White Sox have lost in a very tough manner against the Baltimore Orioles. And we can also report at Sox Machine, the Chicago White Sox just confirmed it, that Shane Smith, the opening day starter, has been optioned to Charlotte. What gives me some hope and enthusiasm for this season, though, is to see that Munetaka Murakami is hitting for power early. He leads the White Sox with 4 home runs. We've seen big plays from Colson Montgomery. We know that this team will be better later in the season. Their top prospects, Noah Schultz, has looked very good in Charlotte. He will not be replacing Shane Smith in the rotation. Instead, that'll be Tyler Schweitzer. But Hagen Smith has looked good. Sam Antonacci's looked good. Braden Montgomery hit a home run in his Double-A debut on opening day. So while we can debate, are the White Sox getting better, I think they will over the course of the season, and that's a good reason for fans to come to the stadium.
In the past couple of years, we've been plagued with highlights of absolute misplays in the field. And just like, did they ever play Little League when they were younger? Have the fundamentals for this team improved? What's your kind of assessment of kind of the culture and how they're playing ball in general so far?
Well, if you saw them in Milwaukee and Miami, the answer to that was no. But then Mother Nature played a factor, rained out their opening day last Thursday, and it delayed a day to Friday. And even Davis Martin, the starting pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, admitted that there was a sense of urgency, that Will Venable, the manager of the White Sox, didn't waste all that time trying to work on fundamentals during spring training for them to be playing that poorly. And that was definitely a wake-up call. And in the last 5 games, even though they're 3-2, it's been a lot more clean baseball by the White Sox, fewer errors. Hopefully that continues, because it's a lot easier to talk about a 4-2 or 2-1 ball game, but when it's 14-2, there's really not much to talk about. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Murakami getting off to this really good start. A lot of other teams across MLB thought it was a little bit too risky. Would you say that he's coming at a bargain so far?
It looks like it, and I wonder if Murakami's got like 20 or 25 home runs at the trade deadline, do all those teams that passed him by in free agency start picking up the phone and calling, can we get Murakami? And the White Sox will admit it. Chris Getz admitted yesterday on MLB Network. They were shocked that they were in the running, and not only were they shocked after making the proposal, the next day they were on a Zoom call with Murakami in Japan. And then 2 days later, the signing got finalized. This was a 4 to 5 day process for the Chicago White Sox to sign Munetaka Murakami. Oftentimes in free agency in baseball, this could be a month, 2-month courtship. So this was a player with tremendous power that fell in the laps of the Chicago White Sox. And hopefully this does work out for them, because off the field, White Sox games are now being broadcasted in Japan. Their brand and their teams getting exposed to millions and millions more fans, and hopefully this opens the door for the possibility of White Sox signing even more players from Japan.
We are retiring number 13. What does Ozzy's, jersey going up in the rafters, so to speak, mean kind of symbolically for the White Sox?
It spans so many generations of White Sox fans. If you were a Sox fan back in 1983, Rookie of the Year. If you're a Sox fan in 2005, World Series manager. And if you just became a White Sox fan, you see him on TV all the time. He has been a tremendous ambassador to the Chicago White Sox. And I have to say, that speech that he's going to give pregame on Saturday, August 8th, you'll definitely want to be in the seats for that one.
For sure. Josh, you've been a wealth of knowledge. Where can our viewers see more of your work?
Yeah, you can visit us at soxmachine.com. We write every day, podcasts and videos. It's all there.
All right, appreciate your time. It is 9:22 here on Good Day Chicago.